For more on this extraordinary case, we welcome Lee Wolosky, partner and co-chair at litigation at Jenner Block LLP. He joins us now live from New York. Lee, thank you so much for your time, for your insights too on this important lawsuit. The families of American victims of October 7th and of course those killed in subsequent fighting are suing Iran, accusing it of supporting the deadliest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust. What light can you shed right now on the evidence showing how Iran has been funding Hamas and other terror organizations?
Well, first, thank you very much for having me. I think we all knew the broad outlines of Iranian support for Hamas and other terror groups. But as lawyers, we need documents. We need evidence that will hold up in court. And that's now what we have. Because of our access to captured Hamas documents, we were able to have the type of evidence that shows irrefutable payments by Iran to Hamas in the lead up to October 7th. We are able to see Iranian efforts to coordinate a broader assault on Israel than the one that ultimately devastatingly took place on October 7th. And to have the type of evidence that we can use in a court of law to hold the perpetrators accountable.
And what kind of compensation is being sought here? What are the realistic timeframes as well? It sounds like it could take years, if not decades.
Well, this is only the beginning. So this is only the first lawsuit of many to come. As evidence becomes available, again, the type of documentary evidence that could be used in a court. We expect this campaign to proceed for many years as additional evidence, including, as you indicated, other actors, Qataris, Turkish entities, et cetera. As the evidence becomes available of direct financial support to Hamas, we will seek to hold those parties accountable in the courts in the United States. You know, even transactions that had nothing to do with the United States, again, to use your example, Qatari or Turkish entities transferring money into Gaza. If those were US dollar transactions, they pass through New York, and the US courts routinely will accept jurisdiction of claims like that. So this is the beginning of a long effort. We've started with Iran. That usually results in what's called a default judgment, and the families are able to use that default judgment to go and collect money from a U.S. government fund that's been set up to fund claims against state sponsors of terror like Iran.
And Lee, when you look back at previous instances where victims of terror attacks led by Iran have tried to sue in American courts, how confident are you that this lawsuit will be successful, however long it takes?
Well, again, as to the Iranians, we're very confident because, as you pointed out in your intro, the Iranians do not show up in U.S. courts to defend themselves. So we will be able to get a default judgment that will entitle our clients, U.S. citizens and their family members, to either collect money from a U.S. government fund or to go out and try to seize Iranian assets around the world. Again, something we have done successfully in other contexts, specifically for 9/11 families. But you know, the longer process will be against other defendants, not the Iranians. Other defendants frequently show up in court, and they fight long, hard battles against the victims of terror attacks.
Well, we certainly will be watching with keen interest. Lee Wolosky, partner and co-chair of litigation at Jenner Block LLP, live from New York. Thank you so much for being with us on The Rundown.
My pleasure. Thank you.